kick everything off. So we're in March. We're coming up on that 1-year mark of when the pandemic was named. It is, it has been a very difficult year. I am starting to see some promising invoices come through, which is exciting. I know you guys are getting some new travel inquiries. There's still hesitancy around the market, where borders are going to be opening, what COVID protocols there's going to be. Cruising is still kind of up in the air. I did have a meeting with Charles Silva from CLIA on Friday, and it was a meeting with the PATH board, and that's the Professional Association of Travel Hosts. I'm the secretary on that board. And so we were able to meet with Charlie and some people on his team to talk about kind of the state of the cruise industry and what they're hearing, and really just ask for his team to continue to give, or start to give, better updates as to what they're seeing or hearing back from the CDC as they're starting to get some of those cruise requirements and cruise safety protocols put in place. One of the things that he had mentioned is they do have a, not necessarily a call to action, but a little social media post that they'll be putting out, and I'll share this with everyone in case you want to put it out in your social media or post it anywhere. But they do have that nearly 350,000 people have cruised safely with the enhanced health protocols in Europe. And so Europe is getting their safety protocols out in the marketplace. They're having cruising that is being successful. We want to get that information out to our U.S. travelers so that they can feel safe in traveling as well. So after the end of this call, I will get that forwarded on. You guys can use it or not use it. It's up to you. It's your call. Just want to make sure that you have that information from CLIA. We'll continue to get updates from CLIA as they are getting closer to any kind of release and cruise sailing being allowed again. So as I get more information from Charlie, I will make sure that I get that out to you guys as well so that you have that in your pockets. I do want to show you guys real quick how we ended February. So it's pretty exciting news. You guys should be able to see my screen now. Hang on here just a second. I need to allow somebody into the meeting. Okay, we're all good. So you should see this screen now that shows our Domo reports. This is kind of our rolling 12 months. You guys, I show this frequently. February, we inched over the 2 million mark. So really happy to share that with you guys. January, you can see in the background here, 1.8 million. This, I get onto this little line, you'll be able to see where our growth projections are, where our growth is. And for February, this is our best number we've had so far, down only 64%. So that does indicate to me that you guys are seeing interest in travel. You're getting more things booked. I know there's a lot of things you're working on that have not been invoiced, and this is really only reflecting those things that have been invoiced. But that is a good, promising move in the right direction towards more travel being booked and more interest in travel. So I can go ahead and stop sharing my screen now. But so I do see that that is a good sign of times to come. It's promising to see those numbers on the rise. We're at that 1 point mark, and we beat out where we were in March of last year when the bottom just fell out of everything. So good to see that. I will continue to share those numbers with you guys each month as we see that. Now this is the 1st of March, so we do still have a few things that will be final numbers coming in, but we'll be pretty close. And so hopefully as different adjustments come in, we will maintain that 2 million mark. If not, we'll probably be just right under the 2 million. As a whole, Mike was talking with us last week about how the company is doing as a whole, and we're seeing about the same progression. Corporate travel is returning, not quite as quickly as the leisure is, but they are returning. And I can tell you guys, I get feedback quite frequently that Mike focuses on the corporate side of the business and doesn't focus as much on the leisure side. But our numbers and being able to show what the overall company is doing, when the overall, Andavo was about 10% of the overall company. Now, Andavo Travel as 10% is a good size leisure agency. In 2019, we were 66 million. I have every belief that we will get back there. But as we're looking at the overall picture, having that strong corporate side to back us up and seeing their growth coming in at a good constant gives us that backing of the larger parent company to support our GDS, to support our accounting staff, our IT staff. So it is security in those numbers that we do have that larger backing of the corporate company. And even if their numbers are slower in returning, it is a $15 million month. So it's very promising. We're 2 million of that 15 million, but it's good to see that numbers are coming back. We are, even on the corporate side, their numbers have changed to more domestic. And Mike had talked about that some as well. We've got some good corporate accounts that have seen a lot of car and hotel bookings. I'm seeing that with you guys too. There's a lot of domestic travel. A lot of you are booking domestic air, booking hotels. So it is coming back. It's just coming back a little differently than what it was when it left. But we'll get there as international is able to start opening up again, as cruise is starting to open up again. We did have a question a couple of months ago regarding how we're doing compared to some other agencies in the industry. And we don't see a whole lot of comparisons other than that chart that Mike has shown with ARC numbers that have been returned, and the online travel companies, the corporate travel management companies, and the leisure companies. And we are all returning at about the same pace as what those charts show. So, I do feel that we are on track to be returning. I think it's all, I'm in a very positive mood today, so it's all good information. A few things that are coming up. We've got a couple of webinars this week. Wednesday, I know, is with Omnifique. This is Jeff Papp, who used to be our Marriott sales rep. He has left Marriott and he's now with Omnifique. They are a villa and home rental, luxury villas and home rentals. So really recommend that you attend that webinar. That is on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Cheryl, I'm going to put you on the spot. Did your booking ever come through? Not yet. Oh, yeah. So they are definitely in the high end range of villas and home rentals. I think you can probably count on their average nightly rental to be about $20,000 a night. So definitely not for all of your clients that are looking for villa and home rental, but is a good resource to have when you do have those clients, especially looking for multi-gen or big groups of people wanting to travel together and be able to isolate. Meredith, do you have any other webinars scheduled for this week that I might not have on my calendar?
Nope, that's it.
That's it? All right. Yeah. I do want to thank all of you that joined on our webinar for Seabourn. We do have the recording of that, so we'll get that posted out as well. Mary Gallo is a great resource, so if anybody has any questions regarding cruising, she's a great resource for you. As well, Regent is Sherry Pasternak. She is a great resource for you in Regent, and Jen Tanaka with Silversea. Those are our 3 top cruise lines. And so if you guys are not real familiar with those cruise lines, I recommend that you really look at learning what you can or attending some webinars on them. We have a new sales rep for Oceania, Carrie Roach. And I had a call with her last week, so we will get a webinar to get her introduced to everybody as well. Another thing I want to show you guys is, and in fact, I don't know that I can show it, but on the Air Portal in the resource guide or the resource center, in the leisure tab, that's the little tab that has the palm trees on it. That's where you guys can go for some updated information. I have been working on our new vendor directory. I've redesigned it. So if you're looking for a sales rep or you're looking for any contact information, make sure you go there and pull up the vendor directory. I've consolidated what we had before into one directory. So now, regardless of its cruise or tour, if you're looking for a contact or if you're looking for the commission rate, that one directory is going to house everything. So before we had different tables for our commissions for cruise and tour and a different table for our vendor directory. Now it's all consolidated into one. On that, Meredith and I have been working on the ARC consolidation process or project. It has been very slow moving. It has been challenging at best. We are still finding that many of our vendors in Alabama and California still have the information listed under the old numbers and have not gotten your logins associated with the 06512-376 main ARC IATA number for Andavo now. So if any of you guys are still running into some that you're seeing your old either Alabama or California IATA numbers listed, let us know so that we can follow up with those vendors. Many of them have told us that everything is already done. So unless we hear from you, we don't see that. We don't have the visibility to it. So continue to let us know. I've been continuing to work. I know 4 Seasons for California, you guys were still showing your California ARC number when you were logging into preferred partners. Justina at 4 Seasons is working on that and getting those updated. I don't have any follow-up from her just yet other than saying that she was on it. So we'll continue to get that information out to you as we see it. I don't have any other updates. Meredith or Allie, did either of you have anything to update people on?
I don't this week. We'll be sending out the newsletter toward the end of the week, and there may be some additional information to provide in that, but as of now, I don't.
All right.
And I'm sorry, I don't have anything interesting to say either.
It's a quiet week.
Yeah.
I did get an email from Jamie earlier this morning with the pricing for Kovac Global, so I will get that forwarded out to everybody. That's a good resource for anyone that's looking at that very high-end evacuation type coverage. So I'll get that out to everyone as well. And let us know if there's anything else that you have that comes up. We are doing more and more with our preferred suppliers and getting different programs rolled out for this year. So more information to come as those get confirmed and rolled out. And I think that is probably about it. So I'm going to open it up to you guys. If anybody has anything on your mind or questions, if you want to celebrate a booking that you've had come through, we'd love to hear that as well. You guys can Either type it in the comments box or unmute yourself and go ahead and jump in. You guys are not this shy. Quiet group today. I do want to just, I'll just take another moment to remind you guys that there is the Virtuoso Travel Academy. There are a lot of great courses on there. They do have their new immersion series. So if anyone has not looked at that yet, the Q1 is still going on. You may still have an opportunity to register with some of those vendors that are participating in Q1. If not, take a look at the vendors that are listed for Q2. And I don't believe that the registrations are open just yet. They all showed coming soon. So watch in the month of March for those Q2 immersion programs to be released. This is really just some added webinar trainings for you to get really comfortable with some of these suppliers. Maybe just a refresh, but if you're not comfortable selling them or you just need a bit more confidence in selling them, then participate in those immersions. Other things that are in the Virtuoso Travel Academy that you may not be aware of, they have rolled out the advisor pathways. And so many of you are very experienced and you have been doing this for many years. But others of you are newer into your travel careers. Take a look at those learning paths. There are, the 101 is probably very basic for people that are really just getting started. 201 is more of that intermediate. There may be some courses in there that would be a good refresher. And then 301 is more for those advanced that are just like the continuing education. So if there's anything there that you'd like to take, go ahead and sign up for those. But just take a look at the immersions, see if there's anything that is interesting to you there. And I do see that Terry put a comment in here that she has a Regent booking that she stole from another agency. So Terry, that sounds awesome. Anyway, you're going to get the booking. I'm curious if you have any ideas to why it came to you, why they did not use their existing booking or their existing agency.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's because I wowed them so my client thought I only did air, and she called me about air for the cruise, and I said, she told me why she needed this air, and she said it was for a cruise, and I told her I could have booked that for you. And so I wowed her with all my knowledge about Regent. I told her she had access to me 24/7, and that's all I had to do. She had the booking on hold with another agency called vacationstogo.com. And so I booked it for her and she canceled her other booking.
Well, that is awesome. I'm glad to hear that you got that. And now she knows that you do more than just air. So great way of marketing yourself as well.
Yep.
Very good. So we have Shirley, who has a group for February on Aqua Blue in Indonesia, 10 cabins with a wait list. That's very exciting. And updated the information. Very good. Thank you. And Kay Fallberg, clients going to Cancun over spring break. Any lessons learned for clients traveling there? I have not traveled to Cancun, but I did travel to Cabo. And Mexico was very easy, but that was before the COVID restrictions for the testing returning. So I would look to make sure where they're staying and what they are doing on the return test. Depending on the property, they could have on-site testing, or they could have access to get a concierge brought to the property, or have directions on where to go to get that. Things that I have been hearing from people going to Mexico is that anytime you leave your resort, there is any number of people on the street ready to sell you a negative COVID test. So just beware of those street peddlers. They're coming up with creative ways to get a dime. Cheryl says still working on the Maui booking and just got a Japan family booking. Very good. Jackie's booked 4 seasons in Cabo for next week, and they will do the COVID test at the hotel for the clients. That's very good. Danielle has a family of 11 booked to Fiji to stay at the 4-bedroom residence. That is really awesome. That is very exciting. So yes, fingers crossed that that will all go. Looks like you guys are doing quite a bit with some group travels. So larger families or groups of people. That's awesome to see. Hannah has a family of 5 going to Punta Cana over spring break. That's exciting. Yeah, we are seeing quite a bit of spring break interest for people. So, I think, it's like everybody's been saying, there's a pent-up demand. People are ready to be traveling. They're ready to go anywhere that they can when they can see that it is safe to travel. So I know that there are still a lot of people out there that are hesitant. I know you guys still have some hesitancies on getting some people booked. For this reason, we have to have our fingers crossed to make sure that things will still go. We don't want all of that deja vu of a year ago where we were going through all these cancellations and rebookings and everything that we've done over the last year. So let's definitely keep fingers crossed and prayers that everybody will be able to travel. Allie says her mom is visiting from Phoenix. She got her vaccines and 3 weeks later booked her flights. I know last week there were a lot of you talking about getting your either first round or you've completed your second round of vaccines. So that's very exciting. We're seeing good reports on the news here in Colorado about the vaccines getting rolled out. The Johnson & Johnson 1 dose getting rolled out, which is very exciting. Danielle Rockets, her family of 30 going to 4 Seasons Maui confirmed this last weekend that they are a firm go. Yay, like that. Very exciting. So we definitely like to see all of those people traveling. Hawaii, Jan, I don't know if you've got any kind of an update on what's going on in Hawaii. It seems like things are getting easier. I've been seeing some reports on the COVID testing becoming a little bit more flexible. That is all very exciting.
Mayor, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Takes too long to type. They're still requiring the code 72 hours prior. Once you're here, things are 100% totally normal. But Kona still, the Big Island still has the test on arrival. But all the airlines now, United and everybody else, if you put in all the information prior to departure, they give you a little wristband. And theoretically, when you get here, it's a little quicker. But, it's still a little bit of a hassle. Going to Hawaii is not for the faint of heart, trying to figure out all the forms and everything to do. But once you get here, it's pretty normal and pretty worth it.
Great. And yeah, and Danielle, I just saw your comment that you've booked yourself to Hawaii for April, going to work there for 10 days. Can't wait. So that's really exciting. I know we've got some of those hotel chains that are talking about the work from anywhere programs that they have. So glad to see that you're going to do that for yourself. And Terry Coon's asking, can you write that off? So that may be a business expense. Very good business expense. All right, don't see anything. Oh, here comes. Mary has a June cruise. Clients are now booking pre-cruise hotel and private tour. Been a long time since booked domestic air, forgotten how to start. And got your first round of shots last week. That, wow, 5-hour round trip road trip, or 5-hour round trip road trip. Yeah. So that's quite a commitment to go and get that vaccine. And Danielle says she's scheduled several site visits while she's going to be there in Hawaii. So very good. We'll look forward to you giving us an update as you get out there and start working from your nice view. Don't see anything else coming in just yet. So, thank you guys. You know, I really appreciate having all of you join in on our Monday calls. I guess it's hard to believe it's been a year of us doing this every Monday, but we will keep it up, even if, you know, we only have a couple of things to update, or we can celebrate some of these return to travel situations that we've got and reservations that we can celebrate together, and share some experiences as our clients start traveling again, and just continue to support each other. Again, if there's any topics that you guys want to discuss, I'm more than happy to discuss those. Just email them to me and we can get those put on the agenda as well. But otherwise, it is 28 after the hour, and we will go ahead and say goodbye until the next week. But I do want to remind you all that we do have Wendy with Virtuoso scheduled to be on our call next week. She's going to give us an update of things that are going on with Virtuoso. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you again next Monday. Thanks, everybody.